Jungkook is your overprotective best friend, but you secretly loves him. He on the other hand has a crush on someone else and you don't know that person. Currently he is at your home teaching you self-defense and you suck at it. A detailed video of Jungkook making you blush is pinned in the comment section below. Please take a look. Wyan's point of view. Okay, so if you are unable to run or call for help, then you only have one option left, to fight, he said as he took a step closer to me. What are you? I squealed in surprise as Jungkook pushed me on the bed. Hell on you, Jungkook. A little warning would have been nice. Ignoring me, he grabbed my hands, pinned them above my head before climbing on top of me. Has this boy lost his mind? This is one of the worst positions you could be with your attacker. He's got gravity on his side and you have got no free arms, he said as he tightened his grip on my wrist. What are you going to do, Wyan? Show me. I then made a pretty pathetic attempt to free myself. I gave up realizing it was pointless. It's impossible. You are twice as strong as me, I whined. You don't need to be stronger than me. You just need the right technique. I'll show you. Switch with me, he said, as he let go of my arms so he could lay down on his back. Bound me then. My cheeks burned fiercely at his words. Doesn't he realize how animalistic that sounded? Hesitantly, I climbed on top of him and put my hands on his wrist in the same manner that he had done to me. For some reason, he shifted slightly underneath me and his eyes looked slightly pained. Then he demonstrated the move easily enough so that I lost balance and bucked forward. Now, all that's left is to flip them over. He swiftly flipped us around so I ended up back underneath him with my arms pinned above my head. He smirked down at me. Now I'm the one back in control. Okay, that doesn't seem too hard. I'll give it a go. It's a lot harder than it looks, Chubbs. You'll have to practice. The words died in his mouth as I suddenly flipped us around, grabbing his wrist before slamming them above his head. I looked down at him in victory as he lay below me with eyes widened in shock. Now I'm back in control, I smirked. Not gonna lie, seeing you all dominant is kinda hot, he chuckled. His words caused my heart to shamelessly flutter. He's just making fun of you. Ignore him. Looking down at him, I blushed, noticing the intimacy of our position. I was on top of him for God's sake. The look he was giving me was too intense, too captivating, too everything for me to even dream of looking away. I felt like I was under a spell. Slowly he raised a hand to my face and loosely brushed a stray strand of hair behind my ear. Then ever so lightly he brushed his thumb against my lips. God, did I want him? His gaze fell to my lips and he swallowed. He whispered. He cupped a hand around my cheek and kissed me. Jungkook was kissing me, so I kissed him back. I pulled him closer. I didn't want a soft kiss. I have waited far too long for a soft kiss. I wanted him unrestrained, and that's exactly what I got. A nanosecond later, he flipped us around on the bed, so he was now the one on top, and I had zero issues with him being in control. God, you have absolutely no idea how long I have wanted to do that. They were long, heavy, passionate kisses, and each one felt like they were marking me as his. I closed my eyes as the pleasure became too much. Then I heard the door latch struck. The sound instantly slapped me back into reality and my eyes flew open. Jungkook, you need to go. That's my dad. He'll kill you if he finds you up here. The blood drained from Jungkook's face. What should I do? He said, looking around in panic. Just climb out of the window. Hurry up. He jogged to the window and was midway through before he stopped. He turned back around to face me. Sorry, but I just have to do it one more time. I looked at him in confusion. Jungkook, what? The words died in my throat as he grabbed my waist and pulled me in for a kiss. It held so much passion, so much emotion. When he finally pulled away, I felt physical pain, not wanting it to stop. He stared down at me with wildly happy eyes, and slowly he reached out and stroked my cheek. See you on Monday, he smiled. Then, without another word, he climbed out of the window and out of sight. I felt the tension leave my shoulders, happy that Jungkook would live to see another day. Hold on a second. What the hell did we just do? Before I had more time to freak out, my bedroom door swung open and my dad walked in. You alright, sweetheart? You look a little dazed. Yeah, I'm fine. I just woke up from my nap. That's all, I explained with a nervous laugh. The smile on his face soon faded to one of suspicion. He sniffed the air and my eyes widened. Could he smell him on me? Maybe he developed the senses of dog. What happened to your neck? He asked abruptly. That moron gave me another one? Why was he so obsessed with them? I burned myself with my straighteners. I lied smoothly. Okay, whatever. Just be more careful next time. Monday morning. Did our kiss mean anything? Were we still friends? If so, I would really have to reevaluate my definition of a friend because I certainly don't kiss any other of my friends like that. What if he was just using me? Maybe I was just his crappy placeholder until he got the girl he really wanted. The girl who made him laugh. The girl he couldn't shut up about. The girl that's not me. Great job, Ryan. You have really outdone yourself and got yourself into some weird friends with benefit type of thing. Then I saw him. He looked miserable. His eyes were cast down, seeming distant and cold. Instantly he stopped in his tracks. Still and frozen in place, he stared at me for a long time, not saying a word. Pain dripped from his eyes as though it hurt him to look at me. Why was he looking at me like that? What did I do? Before I could ever think to take a step towards him, he walked away. My heart contoured in pain at the clear rejection. At your workplace. Hey Ryan, why do you look so sad? Ben asked. I have just had a crappy few days, that's all. Jungkook had been ignoring me for 2 days straight and I was beyond frustrated. It was fine if he had regretted the kiss, but I don't get why he couldn't just tell me that to my face instead of going to such dramatic extremes to avoid me. Well, I don't think it's the ice cream's fault that you had a crappy few days. Ben laughed, referring to how hard I was slamming the ice cream scoop down. Just be lucky it's not you I'm releasing my anger on. Seriously, Ryan, what's wrong? Well, you remember Jungkook, right? Of course I do. How could I forget the guy who body slammed me to the floor and pretended to be your boyfriend? Yep, just the one, I said as I cracked a small grin. Well, the thing is, he kissed me and I liked it. And I thought he did it too, but now he's ignoring me. Well, that's very odd considering he's usually obsessed with you, he chuckled. Yeah, he's normally obsessed with annoying me, but now he's become obsessed with ignoring me. Ben smirked. I know something that I'll get him to talk to you. Really? Yeah, all you need is to do to make him jealous, he smiled. And how the hell am I supposed to do that? With me, of course. If he sees us acting all cute together, he'll most definitely flip out and then voila, he'll be back to talking to you again. You know what? You actually might be onto something. Jungkook does have an irrational hatred towards you. I don't think his hatred for me is personal, Vayani. I think he would have an irrational hatred for any guy you spend a lot of time with, he laughed. That's not true. I talk to Jimin all the time and he doesn't give a hell. Well, Jimin is his best friend. Just forget it. If I'm still alive after this plan, Ryan, you owe me big. He smirked. It was lunchtime of the following day. Ben sat at our table ready to bring our plan into action. Now we were patiently waiting for Jungkook to come into the cafeteria so we could start our performance. I know what I was doing was incredibly wrong, but I just couldn't take it anymore. I needed him to talk to me again if it was just to yell at me. Ben, honey, you do realize Jungkook is going to kill you, right? Chloe remarked bluntly. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of what I'm getting myself into. Ben sighed. Oh no, he's coming. I hissed in panic. Quickly I threw myself into Ben's lap and wrapped my arms around his neck. Once Jungkook was close enough, I started. I put a hand over my mouth and started to hysterically giggle, making it seem as though Ben had just said something funny. I playfully hit his chest. You're so naughty, man. You can't say that. I saw Jungkook glance our way and then stop. His tray slipped from his grasp and hit the floor with a loud clatter. What the? Jungkook yelled. Time for the big finale, Ben whispered. Then with that final word, Ben sunk his head into my neck and moved his head in such a way that it looked like he was kissing me. Suddenly a hand snatched at my wrist and I was off his lap. Jungkook grabbed Ben's shirt and punched him square in the face. He groaned and clutched his nose as blood poured out. Jungkook, stop! I yelled. He was supposed to be getting mad at me, not Ben. Sorry, are you stupid or something, or was I just not clear? Because if I wasn't, let me make it clear, he said as he leaned in closer to Ben's bleeding face. Keep your hands to yourself. Gently I pulled a hand on Jungkook's shoulder in an attempt to calm him down. Look, Jungkook, you need to... I screamed in surprise as the cafeteria walls spanned around me. Has this idiot seriously just thrown me over his shoulder? Stop, Jungkook, put me down. He took us to some random empty classroom. As soon as we were in, he lowered me gently to the ground, then slammed the door loudly behind him. He turned back to face me and I gulped as I took in his angry expression. Would you like to explain to me what were you doing? So that's why you threw me over your shoulder to ask me that? Are you serious? I can walk, you know. Oh, my bad. How rude of me. He laughed. Tell me, Ryan, how exactly am I supposed to react when I found you hooking with a guy you had repeatedly told me that you didn't like? It sucks to find out someone you trust is a liar, he yelled. That would have probably been a good time to tell the truth, but I didn't. He deserved to feel as hurt as I did. And people can't change their minds, so what if I like him? You have given me no good reason why I should hate Ben. He's such a nice guy, Jungkook. A guy that doesn't ignore me all week for no good reason. Look, Ryan, I have tried everything, Jungkook. Texting you, calling you, waiting by your locker. I even showed up at your house. And I always got the same response. Nothing. You made me feel pathetic. I spat as I bit back the tears. His eyes flashed with pain and a look of sadness washed over him. He looked like he was about to reach out and touch me, but he stopped himself and put his hand in his pocket. God, Ryan, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. He swallowed. I'm just trying to do the right thing. The right thing? Yeah, by leaving you alone. I'm not a good person, Ryan, and I don't want you near me. I just punched the guy you like in the face. Do you seriously want to hang out with someone like that? He yelled. The look of self-loathing that shines through his eyes broke my heart, and I reached out and took my hand in his. If that person is you, then yes, Jungkook. Yes, I do want to hang out with a person like that. Despite what you may think of yourself, I really like you. I like you so much that it physically pains me when you don't talk to me. You're one of my best friends, I said honestly as I gently squeezed his hands. That's the problem, Ryan. I can't be your friend. I suck at it. For some reason, I was stupid enough to think that I'll be able to handle being your friend. But I can't. It's too hard. Am I really that horrible to be around? No, Ryan. That's not what I meant. It's all to do with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Wow, Jungkook. Was that seriously? It's not you, it's me breakup speech? Way to keep it classy. Look, are you going to stop ignoring me or what? Jungkook opened his mouth to say something, but then he seemed to change his mind. Just go make out with your new boyfriend, Ryan. Since he is so nice, I'm sure he won't ignore you. At home. Nope. No way. I'm not doing it. I'm not looking after Damien. He's evil. Damien was my evil 6-year-old cousin whom my mom was trying to convince me to look after. Please, Ryan, your dad and I have to go visit your granddad today, and taking him with you isn't an option because, Ryan, for God's sake, he's already had a heart attack. The last thing your granddad needs is Damien to induce another one, she yelled. She has a point. He was definitely capable of causing one. Yeah, that's true, I guess. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Just don't be surprised when you come back and he's dead. I have so much self control. I won't. A few hours later, I was sat next to Damien on the sofa watching Game of Thrones. I watched in horror as one of the characters was burned alive. The actress let out most awful blood-curdling screams as she begged for her life. I looked over at Damien in worry, only to see he didn't look upset in the slightest. He didn't look remotely bothered and was just staring at the screen emotionlessly as he mushed away at his crisp. Yep, he was definitely a psychopath. I really shouldn't be letting a 6-year-old watch a program like this, but it kept him quiet and occupied, so I didn't care. This episode is boring. I want to go out, he whined as he rudely threw his crisp packet down on the ground. Damien, you shouldn't throw your rubbish on the ground. That's very naughty. I scolded as I picked it up. Can't you find something inside to do? Damien shot me the nastiest glare and then threw himself on the ground. He started to kick and scream at the top of his lungs in the most irritating fashion known to man. Give me strength. The screams soon grew too loud. Okay, fine, whatever, you win. Taking him to the park turned out to be a surprisingly good idea. He was too preoccupied with tormenting other children to bother me. So now I was quietly reading my book on the park bench, far, far, far away from him. Ryan, Ryan, Ryan! I heard a high-pitched voice calling in the distance. I smiled when I saw Dylan, Jungkook's little brother. Oh, Dylan, I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Yeah, you haven't come round all week. We miss you, he pouted. Did that mean Jungkook missed me too? For more videos, please subscribe this channel. Have a great day, dear ones. Bye.